Are you in your own way? Let me help you get out of it. Hey there, Enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Ligo again with Always Enterprise, and in this video, I want to talk to you about the best policies on how to get out of your own way. That's right, we're talking about the best policies on how to get out of your own way. Now, if you're in business or if you're just living life, you know that getting in your way is kind of one of those things, mental block or what have you, that really stops people from moving forward, from taking action, and from doing whatever it is that they need to do in order to move forward and see progression and ultimately success in whatever their endeavor is, right? However, with that said, it's almost one of those things where it's kind of confusing. It's one of those generalized terms, and people say you're just, you're in your own way. And how do you get out of your own way, right? So with regards to building a business and just living life fruitfully and happily, in my estimation, I'm going to give you just kind of a basic overview on the 3 basic policies that I like to employ and have certainly employed in my own life and business in order to move forward. I hope that this frees you up. I hope this gives you some good insight. I hope it's helpful. Let's get started. Number 1, cease self-sabotaging speech. That's right. Number 1 is to cease self-sabotaging speech. All right. Now, I know that kind of sounds like a tongue twister, and I welcome you to go ahead and try it. But the truth of the matter is, it's oh so important. One thing that people do to even get in their own way, all right, much less realize that they need to get out of their own way. One thing that people do to get in their own way is to really be their own catalyst for their own demise by way of the things that come out of their mouth. And I think that this is, it's huge, but it's also so dangerous. It's true that what we say truly impacts what it is we're able to do and how we live our life. And this is no different. And it's so very easy for people to sabotage their own success, their own progress by way of the things that come out of their mouth. We were all taught as little people, as young people, that if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all. And it applies to your own person as well. This is so true. And it comes in different forms is what I have found. So for instance, a lot of times people just make excuses, right? In my business with helping people want to build their own businesses and do well online and things like this, it's always, well, I could never do that because fill in the blank, right? I could never do a YouTube channel because I don't look very well. I could never have a podcast because I don't speak very well, right? Or I could never do that because I don't have this, right? I don't have the knowledge, the tech savvy, and this and that. And all of those are just excuses, right? So don't sabotage yourself by way of your speech, especially when it comes to just making excuses. In my mind, I find that what you should do is put forth the full effort to choose not to make excuses as to why you will fail, but rather give yourself reasons as to why you will succeed. Let me give you one very interesting example of this. Okay, I was at a mastermind event recently, and it was open sharing time, and I had a lot of people around me kind of dissecting what I do business-wise and congratulating me, and I was kind of just showing them some of the things that have been working for me. And there was one gentleman who made it a point to single himself out and say, and literally take the dynamic of everyone paying attention to me and what I was sharing to shifting the attention to him to make it very clear as to why this would not work for him. It was very, very irritating. So for instance, we were talking about the YouTube channel, right? Which you're watching a video right now, right? And of course, you know that I have not only my name here, which is Jason Ligo, but I also have my branding, again, for my business, Always Enterprise, right? And so he saw my logo, he saw my brand name, and immediately he said, well, I could never have a YouTube channel. I could never do this simply because I don't have a logo and I don't have a brand name, right? and to be honest, I kind of wanted, just being honest here, I wanted to really just rake the guy over the coals, right? I wanted to grab him and smack him upside the head and give him a little bit of tough love, okay? And I did not do that, but I did give him some verbal tough love and just simply told him, you know what, you're making excuses, all right? Most people, when they get started out, they don't start out with that, okay? This is how I got started, and most importantly, guess what? This is still how I'm most well known. Yes, I have this because I'm proud of my brand name and my business, right? And I have a legal business entity set up, and Always Enterprise is part of my branding, but ultimately, people do business with people. So this is what matters most. People still do business with Jason, all right? People follow me online in my YouTube and my Instagram and all these other platforms. I'm simply Jason Ligo. That's who I am. And so that's what I told him, and thankfully he didn't take it too badly. But I wanted to tell him simply, just don't make excuses, right? You are self-sabotaging by way of your speech, right? This is exactly the kind of thing that you want to get away from. And so I encourage you, first and foremost, watch what you say. specifically to yourself. If you want to get out on your own way, start talking properly to yourself. If you don't have something nice or constructive to say, don't say it at all. And that, of course, is a great lesson, not only for when you're kids, but also when you're an adult trying to make something happen, especially in terms of making money and building a business. Number 2, movement over motivation and action over intention. That's right. Movement over motivation and action over intention, okay? Now, what does this really come down to? This simply comes down to you taking massive action, right? It's all about action. It's all about moving forward and doing something, okay? Now, the reason why I framed it in this particular way is because it's very true that a lot of people, all right, who are in their own way or not, or aware of it or not, they're still in their own way, but these are the same type of people I find who spend a lot of time reading books, going to seminars, attending webinars, and consuming all manner of information that is motivational and inspirational. And yet these are the same people who are not taking action, right? I dare say that it does not matter how motivated or inspired you are. Nothing matters until you take action, right? So if you want to get out of your own way, the simplest and easiest way to do that is to do something, right? And I find that a lot of people, of course, have fear of failure and have all these other, weird suppressed emotions with regards to things not working out right and how they're going to deal with it. And I'm telling you that that's fine. You don't have to be perfect to take action, right? You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started in order to be great, right? So success is not one of those things that comes immediately. It comes over time, but it does not come at all unless you do something. So no matter how motivated you are, you gotta move, right? And move and do something, even if it's imperfect, even if it means making mistakes. I, for one, am a living example as to how fast someone can make a mistake. Okay, I still continue to make them. All right, but there is nothing stopping me from moving forward when I'm moving, right? When I'm choosing to make that action, to take that action. And actions over intention are the best things. I choose to really highlight this here as well, because a lot of people in their own way have the best intentions, right? Oh, I'm going to do this Monday, or I'm going to get started next week, or yeah, this is what I see myself doing, and yet they're not taking any action. Take imperfect action, my friends. If it's not perfect, if it's not dialed in just right, that's okay. Go ahead and do something. There's a great book out there that kind of teaches some great principles along this line that I would suggest and recommend that you look into. It's called Ready, Fire, Aim, okay? And as opposed to ready, aim, and fire, it's ready, fire, aim, which the whole premise is once you're ready, go ahead and take a shot. And then when you take your shot, that's when you aim. In other words, you take the first shot, you see how it does, and then you course correct. You adjust your vision. You adjust your aim, as it were. The same is true in life and building a business. Go out there, just take your shot, make your mistakes, and then fix them the next time around. We do the best we can. As long as we continue to do the best and get better on what we do, we're going to be just fine. So I encourage you to take movements, all right, to make movements over your motivation, and take massive action over your intention, good as they may be. This is how you move forward. Number 3, and finally, essential personnel only. Essential personnel only, okay? Now, obviously, this is kind of one of those things that is kind of humorous when you think about the time that we're living in, right? This is the time of the pandemic, and everything is, essential locations, essential personnel. Essential is the big word these days, right? And it's very, very true. I would apply this to my business. And this sounds a little bit crass. It sounds a little bit abrasive, but hear me out. I think it has very good value in this particular manner of speaking. Essential personnel only. When you're trying to make success, right? When you're trying to make success happen, when you're trying to progress, either in building your business, living your life, and just doing well, you have to understand that who you hang around and who you allow to influence you has so much importance and significance with regards to how you do it, how fast you do it, and how well you get there. Right? How well you do it, how soon you can get there in terms of success. You have to be careful about who it is you allow to come into your mind, into your ears, into your space, as it were, right? So I would encourage you to be proactive in this sense, and all I'm telling you to do is be careful and be limiting with regards to whom you give your time. Okay, I don't need to be consuming every single notification as it comes in, right? Mindless, nonsensical, random messages and notifications that come through on my social media, my email, and my text messaging. I don't have to reply to all of them. I certainly don't have to acknowledge all of them. You understand what I'm saying? When you are focused and trying to get out of your own way, you need to connect and only surround yourself with the people who will help you get there, or at least the people who encourage you and will not try to keep you from getting there by way of their negative talk, their sabotaging speech, and so on. You know exactly what I'm referring to. Now, the reason why this is abrasive is because it could refer to friends and family, right? And I'll be the first one to tell you, I have a large family. I've got certain friends and family in my sphere and circle that I just don't want any part of, right? And so I don't make it a point to reach out and talk to them. Doesn't mean I don't love them. It doesn't mean I don't like them. I'm just not going to make the time for them when I should be making my time put to good use in terms of what I'm trying to progress, right? So there are, yeah, sure, we got family reunions and events and we'll hang out, okay? But I'm not going to spend the best hours of my working day responding to or looking for people who are not going to edify me in terms of what I'm trying to build. Right, so spending hourless times doing this, scrolling down on my social media, trying to check what my certain friends and family are doing. Wrong way to spend your time, right? Essential personnel only. This means, and having this type of philosophy will force you to go out and connect with the influencer who can help you broaden your customer base, right? This will force you to go ahead and put a well-crafted offer and a good conversion process in front of a prospect that will turn into a possible sale and future sales. Do you understand what I'm saying? Essential personnel only. I encourage you to identify who the essential personnel are in your life at this particular time and do everything you can to associate yourself with them and only them and block out anyone else, again, who is non-essential. Essential personnel only. All right, my friends, those are 3 very simple ways and policies in my mind that can help you get out of your own way. I know that last one was a little bit rough around the edges, a little bit abrasive, but if you can look past it, I can promise you that it will do everything. It'll make the biggest difference in terms of helping you move forward and get to where you want to go. Okay, so let me encourage you to give me a like, a comment, a share. Most importantly, you know what to do, subscribe, okay, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. Lastly, if you have not had a chance yet to download my free guide, all right, the Digital Freedom Shortcut, let me encourage you to do so. Click the link below in the description. It'll take you to the Digital Freedom Shortcut, which is my ebook that I show you exactly what I was able to do to leave my 6-figure finance career, to live in the ultimate laptop lifestyle, helping entrepreneurs all across the world establish their own online enterprises, and I couldn't be happier. It's my gift to you. Make sure that you check it out. All right, that's it, my friends. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later. Take care.